Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to tackle a question that I hear all the time. Should you wait until you have a nest egg before you jump into freelancing full time? Now, I suppose that in an ideal world, the answer is yes. Having savings set aside would make the leap less stressful, I imagine. It would give you that cushion for the ups and downs of client work. Now, of course, that's the textbook answer. Because let's be real, life doesn't always work like a textbook. When I left teaching to go into business freelancing, I didn't have an adequate nest egg. At the time, I was a single mom, and my teaching salary didn't allow me to build up the nest egg that any credible financial planner would suggest. For me, the reality was that the reason I was pursuing full-time freelancing was because I needed a better financial path. What gave me the courage to move forward was a long-term contract. That contract was my bridge. And honestly, as a certified math teacher, I did feel that I had a bit of a safety net if freelancing didn't work out. But here's the important part. Even though I felt that I did have a safety net, I was and still am determined to succeed. Because I don't want to go back to the past. I want to keep moving forward. Now, only you can decide if it's time for you to take the leap into full-time freelancing. But if you're wondering whether freelancing full-time is safe, I did come up with 4 things that really helped me that I'd like to share with you to consider as you decide if the path is right for you. First, start with one strong contract or anchor client. When you have at least one client that you know you can rely on, it changes everything. It's not about having all the work lined up forever. Well, that would be nice. It's about creating a foundation so that you're not starting from zero. My first long-term contract gave me the stability that made my leap to full-time freelancing possible. And there's a bonus that comes along with this. It's that the foundation that you create with a long-term contract gives you the experience to promote to other clients in the future. Because when you've already delivered successfully for a client, you have proof of your skills, credibility to showcase your work, and oftentimes referrals that lead to more work. Second, learn to lean on your transferable skills. I went from academia into business, and for some people, that's a pretty big leap. So even if you don't have all the experience that you would like to have yet, and even if your freelancing experience itself isn't vast, you still have skills that people value. For me, it was I could teach, I could do curriculum design, and I could manage projects. Those skills are transferable, and they gave me confidence that I could be successful in my new leap. Of course, some of the skills that I knew that I could count on were my break glass in case of emergency plan, because I did not want to pursue a career using those skills. Just knowing that I had them made me feel safer when I was starting out. So think about it. Ask yourself, what skills do you already have that could not only help you win work now, but also serve as a fallback plan if you needed it. Third, keep building your network. This is so important. I know that a lot of people who jump into freelancing imagine that they'll get work from job boards. That is definitely possible, but honestly, most of the opportunities that I've received came from people who I already knew in some regard. Former colleagues, professional connections, or even former colleagues or friends who made introductions to other people. Ideally, you're going to set aside a little time each week to maintain or add connections to your network. This is very important. The consistency of constantly building your network will help keep you at the top of some people's minds, so that when someone needs help or hears of an opportunity, you're one of the people who they'll immediately think of. Networking isn't just about the next job. It's about planting the seeds that could grow well into the future for future work. Last, look at the situation and be honest about your own risk tolerance. Sometimes going full-time freelance isn't the best decision. It depends on your situation, in your personality, in your goals. But remember, going full-time freelance doesn't have to be all or nothing. If jumping in full-time feels way too risky, starting with freelancing on the side or continuing with freelancing on the side until you feel more stable is an absolute possibility. And that way, you're able to build your confidence, build a client base, and maybe even build that nest egg that we were discussing is ideal at the beginning of the video. All before you fully step away from your traditional role. Doing this is not a failure. Taking it in stages is often smart. So, in summary, should you wait until you have a nest egg? If you can, absolutely. That's the ideal. But if your situation doesn't allow for it, don't count yourself out. Look carefully at your situation and try to find other ways to create stability, build on your strengths, and keep moving forward. Because sometimes waiting for perfect conditions just keeps you stuck. I hope you found this helpful, and I will be back soon with another tip. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you found these videos helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.